As an SEC dual meet matchup, 4 teams will be competing at the same time. Arkansas will begin on vault, Missouri on bars. Each of the teams will go through this rotation order of apparatus. With more on just how important this SEC matchup is, let's go down to Lori.
Brian, Arkansas was ranked #1 in the nation at one point last year, but after a slow start, they are currently ranked 25th. But they seem to be gaining momentum now. Just last week, they tied the defending national champions Alabama and put up a solid score over a 197. Their co-head coach Renee List says that their future this season depends on more performances like that, and there's a very specific reason in the late season turnaround this year.
Confidence and chemistry. You know, I think we changed some lineup orders that really calmed the team down. The freshmen obviously have had a lot more experience now. They know a little bit more what's going on, so they're much more composed than they were at the beginning of the season. And so I think both those things together have really just helped us settle in, you know, and so we can perform to the best of our ability.
Now, Arkansas qualified to the Super 6 final last year, but to get to that point again this season, they have a lot of hard work ahead of them, and they need several athletes hitting on all 4 cylinders, including junior Catherine Grable, who's capable of scoring 9 nines across all 4 events. I love her athletic ability and quickness on vault and floor, but boy, does she bring some stability to their beam lineup. She hit every single routine last season and hasn't missed a routine so far this year. That is special. Now for Missouri, they are the newest team in the SEC, and they had such high hopes. This is a program that qualified to the national championships 3 years ago, but this season they have been hit hard by the injury bug. With 3 season-ending injuries in their first 3 meets, their head coach, Rob Dress, said he was surprised by this, but encouraged by the way his team has dealt with these obstacles.
You know, we'd like to have a better showing coming out in the SEC the very first year, but injuries are part of this game, and sometimes they're uncontrollable. So, you know, you got to do what you can do with what you got. And I think our team, I'm very proud of them, and they do a great job. And, you know, that's all I can ask from them is go out and hit the routines they can do.
Now in this meet, we will see some great vaulters from both teams, but especially from Missouri's Rachel Updike, who has scored a 995 twice on vault this season. She qualified to the national championships last year as an all-arounder and is an All-American on the floor. Now, Brian, we mentioned off the top that this is a quad meet. That means 4 teams competing at the same time. It is busy, a lot of distractions, and the pace is rapid. But both coaches told me that they like this style of competition, especially late in the season, because it prepares their teams for what's to come in the championship portion of the year.
And the Arkansas fans will begin with their traditional pig suey. What's that Mizzou guy doing in there? Yeah, that's more like it. We'll be back with the first rotation. Arkansas on vault, Missouri on bars after this. They're still at it in the Arkansas student section, getting ready to start the first rotation here in Barnhill Arena, named for former Tennessee and Arkansas football coach and AD. And there is Boss Hogg. Can't get enough of that guy. He's having fun here tonight, and we expect that you will be too. Again, Arkansas on vault. They will start off as Missouri will go to the uneven bars. The girls are chalking up. And Lori, this should be a good first rotation.
Well, for Arkansas, they're fresh off their 3rd highest vault score in school history. It was the event that Coach Mark Cook said set the tone and confidence for them last week. Grable and Lewis tend to be their top scorers. Missouri has scored over 49 once on bars. That's exactly where they want to be today and at this point of the season.
Up first for Arkansas, senior Amy Borsellino earned her first individual all-around title last week against Alabama. She likes it and wants to keep doing it.
I've competed all around in every single meet so far, and that was one of my goals for this year. So, you know, I feel like I'm doing really awesome. I have the support of my teammates and the coaches, and yeah, it's been really great.
And in this senior year, she's doing some of her best gymnastics ever. She's a powerful athlete, leading them off today with a nice Yurchenko full, great landing.
And Mark Cook, the first right there to congratulate her as she heads back towards her teammates.
This is her senior night, her final competition here in this arena, and what a way to start it off. Super powerful, good height and distance, and a great landing.
And a 9.8 from the judges. That's going to set a nice tone for Arkansas in this first rotation. Here we see Miranda Eubank, a freshman from Louisville, Kentucky, for Missouri.
With bar mount, hops to reverse grip, right into a release move. It's a Pike Jaeger immediate shoot over. Well done. Great job hitting that vertical handstand. Giant half, good stretch into the dismount. Double front legs glued together. I like to see that. Step out on the landing, though. Small deduction there.
Yeah, nice routine for freshman Miranda Eubank, already making her mark on this team.
Great difficulty on the release move. A piked Jaeger. You can see it there, done with the legs together. She has to get plenty of height so she doesn't clip her heels, and she goes immediately into that shoot over.
Just short of her season best at a 9.8 here tonight. And we go back to Arkansas. Another freshman, Heather Ellswick from Austin, Texas.
She put up a career best last week, 9-9 against Alabama.
Nice.
Yurchenko full. Tries to hold on to that landing without movement. Probably a deduction there and a slight pike down at the end, but another solid vault for Arkansas.
Here's another look.
This is one of the most popular vaults in collegiate gymnastics. The Yurchenko full start value is a 10. Slight pike down there.
9.850, so they continue to put up some good numbers over on the Arkansas side. We'll be back with more of the first rotation right after this. Welcome back to Barnhill Arena in Fayetteville, where Arkansas fans are enjoying this gymnastic meet thoroughly here. Final one for the seniors. And here is junior Catherine Grable from Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
She does a more unique style vault. She says she's been doing it for about 8 years and likes the fact that she stands out in a crowd of many Yurchenko full vaults. Half on front pike, half. It is so quick, so dynamic. Just a tiny hop on the landing. Excellent.
And very different indeed.
It's so quick, sometimes it's hard to see exactly what she's doing, but take a look here from the board. There's a half turn onto the vaulting table, front pike with a half turn. She's looking for the mat at the end there to get the stuck landing, and just a tiny hop.
Ah, yes, at 9.9, just short of her season best for Catherine Grable. Over on the Missouri side, Rachel Updike, normally an all-arounder, only competing in 3 events here this evening and for the season.
I would love to get back in the all-around, but I have just a little bit of foot pain that's been bothering me this year. So, I mean, we're doing as much as I can to make it through this season, to help out the team as much as possible. And hopefully next year it will be great and everything will be back to normal.
And the foot hurt so badly, she didn't think she'd be even able to compete on vault. She's been doing that event as well as bars and beam for them. She's such a quality gymnast.
When Missouri was in the Big 12, she earned Newcomer of the Year honors last season.
There's her release element to Katja, a little bit short on the handstand before the bail to handstand. That one hit vertical position. Missouri's had one fall at the start of their lineup, so a little bit of pressure on her here. Nice height in the dismount, floats into the landing. Excellent routine.
And Coach Rob Drass right there to lead the congratulations. Here's another look.
The dismount, it's an E-level skill, and look at the height she gets. Plenty of time to complete 2 rotations and a full twist. Well done.
9.825 for Rachel Updike and for Missouri. Here we go to the anchor position for the Arkansas Razorbacks, the Gymbacks. She's Erin Fryer.
And Arkansas has 5 solid vault scores already in the bank. This is extra Yurchenko tuck full. That is scored out of a 9.9 versus a 10 if you do it in the layout position. So the plan for Arkansas is to get 5 solid vault scores in, and then this is just extra just in case. She's a freshman with a little more experience in time. She can make this a layout and get that 10-0 start value.
9.75 for Erin Fryer. That gives Arkansas a team score of 49.225 for vault.
And this is their 2nd best vault score of the year, highlighted by Grable's complicated and quick vault for a 9.9.
The anchor for Missouri on bars is junior Taylor Madrea.
Once again, they need a hit here. They do have a fall already. Giant full, trying to finish on top of the bar into her release move to Kachev.
Season best 9.85 for Taylor.
Pirouette, straddle back to handstand on the low bar, back up to the high bar, getting ready for her dismount here. The Giants into a double layout, a little bit slow on the giant swings. That meant that she had a little bit less rotation into the dismount. Big step out there.
Indeed. Take another look.
This dismount is an E-level skill. You can see she actually releases early, comes off the bar a little bit flat. I was concerned her giant swing was a little bit slow heading into it.
And 9.725, at least she got a hit. And as a team, Missouri 48.875 on bars.
5 out of 6 hits, and it's 1.5 higher than they scored last week. This is a good start for them.
Arkansas, the host team, with the early lead. We'll go to rotation 2 after this. We're We're getting ready for the second rotation here in Barnhill. The home team, Arkansas, with a slight lead. And in this one, the teams go in order. So Arkansas will go from vault to bars, and Missouri from bars to beam.
It's a quad meet today, so all teams follow that Olympic rotation order: vault, bars, beam, and floor. Great opportunity for them to gain some experience, because that's how the postseason will run. Now, Missouri goes to beam. They have half upperclassmen, half underclassmen. That looks to be a balance of experience there. And Arkansas on bars, again, they want to pay attention to the details, the stuck landings, and the handstands. Solomon is pretty much a bar specialist and capable of one of their biggest scores.
Missouri leads off with sophomore Laura Kapler from Pewaukee, Wisconsin.
She leads off and has not yet missed a routine in this leadoff position. Would like an athlete with confidence, who's consistent, so that will set the tone and build some confidence within the team.
A sometimes all-arounder, but not tonight, Laura Kapler. And there's always going to be music, because in this quad meet format, there's always a team on floor exercise.
That means a lot of distractions going on throughout the competition. Just little things that you need to make adjustments for. Missouri did have to count a fall last week. Obviously, the goal will be 6 out of 6, or at least 5 great routines today. Tumble series into the dismount, back handspring layout into a full twist, and nails the landing. Great job.
Very nicely done. Her season best, 9.775.
She saved some of her biggest skills to the end here. 2 back handsprings into a layout. You can see a slight knee bend and almost a stutter step into the full twist, but it did not phase her, and she nails the landing.
And there it is, equaling her season best, 9.775. Laura Kapler in the leadoff spot. A hug from head coach Rob Drass. We go over to Arkansas, and Amy Borsellino, again, earning that individual all-around title with a 39.375 against the national champion Alabama last week.
We saw her take a deep breath before she mounted. It's important to get those nerves out and really swing bars freely. Huge Tkachev right there. Great height. They require to do at least 2 release elements. The Tkachev was her first. That pack salto to the low bar was her second. Good strong cast, hitting the handstand position. Those are the details they want to see. And of course, the stuck landings, just a tiny hop on that landing, maybe an 0.5 deduction. Look how aggressive she is in her giant swing, creating that speed into the dismount. 2 rotations in the laid out position. Well done, great routine.
And a good score, 9.875 for Borsellino. And we go back to Mizzou's Rachel Updike, who, in spite of not competing in the all-around, has earned 5 individual event titles this season.
She's absolutely their go-to athlete, and her gymnastics is such a high quality. Tell that she's been well trained, has good basics. Tumble series, back handspring layout. Legs are straight, toes pointed. All of those elements are very clean. Take a look at this turn here. Full turn, leg at horizontal position. Showing balance, you have to have very good core strength to hold that leg in position for the full turn. Leg up into a front aerial. Again, very clean. Nice float in the aerial as well. Split jump into a sheep jump. The second jump is called a sheep jump. They're looking to see the feet at the height of the head, as well as the head dropping back in the air. Into the dismount, gainer full, gets nice lift into the air and a solid landing. Just a super clean, exceptional routine.
Rachel Updike delivers.
Athletes are required to show both forward as well as backward tumbling skills there. She gets credit for a front aerial.
And a 9.825 from the judges for Missouri here. And we're just in the middle of this second rotation. Lots more action from Missouri and Arkansas when we come back.
The quad meet is a great opportunity to get prepared for postseason. I've always loved the quad meets. Our team has always responded well to multiple team meets. You just really get in the zone, you get in your bubble, you're just focused on what you're doing. And that's exactly what you need to do in the championship when you have so much stuff going on. So it's great preparation for us. I'm excited for that, and it certainly brings a lot of energy to the gym.
The Arkansas fans enjoying themselves here this evening, along with the chancellor of the university, G. David Gerhardt, and his granddaughter. Shelby Solomon getting ready to go on uneven bars. Coach Renee List said that this quad meet format certainly is useful.
Well, postseason preparation is always on everyone's mind at this point of the season. Arkansas is looking to move up into the top 18 and try to be a seeded team come regionals.
Missouri trying to get in the tournament.
Gaining big speed into the dismount, double layout, so difficult, and she nails the landing. Outstanding.
Beautiful stuck landing for Shelby Solomon.
Those are the details they're looking for. They want to gain every single tenth they can on the stuck landings. There's her release move. A Pike Jaeger a little bit close to the bar, but she reacted so quickly with that quick shoot over to the low bar.
And the judges react with 9.9 for Shelby Solomon. She has done another outstanding job. In the anchor position on balance beam for Missouri, it's Mackenzie McGill, junior from Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
She's been in and out of the lineup this year with mixed results. Her best score came when she was competing in exhibition, actually, against LSU, and she scored a 9.85. That's a routine she'd like to channel today. Quite often an athlete can think back in their mind about a great performance. Remember how they felt, how they prepared.
She did score a 9.8 against Arkansas last year in competition.
Handstand, two back handsprings to a layout. Very aggressive. I like the landing there. Hear her teammates cheering her on the sidelines.
But no floor exercise music because they are done over on that apparatus.
Theme seems to be the slowest of the events tonight. Judges taking their time to put up the scores today. That is something the athletes have to adjust to as well. The pace of the competition, trying to get in the zone when they need to. Here, doing a great dismount, a strong, aggressive routine from start to finish. There's the dismount. Cartwheel gainer full. Just a slight pike down on the landing. She lands a little bit back on her heels and has to take the step.
And a 9.75 for Missouri's Mackenzie McGill gives them a 48.825 as a team.
You can see one fall early, but they didn't get rattled. This is another solid effort for Missouri. Updike once again was leading this team with that 9.825.
And anchoring for Arkansas on the uneven bars, it's senior Jordan Salzberg.
We just saw Missouri get 5 out of 6 hits. Now Arkansas needs to dig deep here. They've had one mistake so far. They need a hit. Junior Jaeger, you can see that she has a knee brace on. She normally competes in the all-around, but this year she's been sidelined to only competing on bars because of that knee injury.
Every time she's successful in grabbing that bar, her teammates react. They know they need the hit. Nice landing.
You can see her favoring that knee just slightly on her double back dismount there, but a solid routine. She missed a few handstands coming out of that giant full, just a little bit crooked, missed the handstand before that, and a tiny deduction on the landing of this dismount. So tough on an injured knee.
9.85 from the judges for Jordan Salzberg. Arkansas as a team, another 49-plus score, 49.15.
Both teams are competing at or above their ability so far. One mistake in the middle for Arkansas on bars, but look at that finish with the last three going big.
Yeah, nicely done for both teams, putting on a great show here in Barn Hill. Arkansas leads 98-375 to Missouri's 97-7. We'll be back with a third after this. Here in Barn Hill, both teams doing a good job in this quad meet format. Arkansas with the lead and 98-375 to 97-7 for Missouri. Let's go down to Laurie with co-head coach Mark Cook of Arkansas.
Coach, Renee told us earlier you didn't need to be perfect today, but you needed to be great. That means no counting falls and attention to details. Are you seeing that so far?
Right. I mean, we've had a few small errors, but, you know, the thing is, we told the girls it's got to work. It's got to work the entire meet, every routine. So we're doing a good job. Right? We just got to keep our focus and get done with the last two events.
And last week you picked up that big 197 after a strong start on vault. That gave you confidence. Are you seeing that momentum again tonight?
Right. We actually have been kind of better on bars last week than we did today, but we still did a fine job. Our momentum's going well. We just got to keep it up.
All right. Good luck with the rest of the meet.
You hear it so often in any athletic contest how important momentum is, as Arkansas chalking up their feet with a balance beam, and Coach Rob Grass getting his team ready to go on floor exercise as we go to this third rotation.
Missouri has a great meet going so far. They need to continue to build on that adrenaline. Unfortunately, they will be without Rachel Updike, who's an All-American on floor. She's out with that foot injury. And Arkansas was ranked between 2nd and 5th nationally all season last year on beam. On qualification day at Nationals, it was their highest scoring event and the reason why they made it to the Super 6 finals.
The ever-consistent Catherine Grable getting ready to lead off on balance beam, where she has not missed all year.
To be like a solid beam worker, it helps everyone because they just kind of have that feeling that they know that you're going to hit and that you're going to do everything you can to stay on and fight. So I think being part of that category on beam makes me feel better and gives me more confidence, as well as other girls in the beam lineup.
And not only has she hit every routine this year, but she did not miss a single routine last year as well. That is just simply outstanding on this difficult event to compete. Coach Renee List told us that some of her team's success later in this season has come not only from gaining some experience, but also changing the lineups. Catherine's an athlete that normally competes as their anchor or later in their lineup. Oh, great job there, front aerial to back handspring layout. But they've decided now to put her in that leadoff position just because she is so consistent. And like she mentioned, it builds her team's confidence when she hits.
No matter where you put her, she's going to get the job done. Beautiful.
Front toss to a straddle jump. And you know, this is not some basic routine with simple skills in it. It is loaded with difficulty. She's just such a mental giant. You can see her almost talking to herself, giving herself her key pointers as she's leading into each skill. Dismount difficulty right to the end with a double pike. Pretty much nails that landing. It's just outstanding. What a statement maker right here at the beginning of their lineup.
Count another one for Catherine Grable.
One of the most difficult dismounts the athletes are doing in collegiate gymnastics. A double back. She does it in the pike position and gets a great landing.
And a good score, 9.875. That'll give the rest of the lineup some confidence indeed as we go over to Catherine Alicia Costa, junior from Houston, Texas, for Missouri.
Opening pass, big double pike. Trying to maintain control in the lunge position to not get any type of deduction. You can see on the sidelines a couple athletes from this Missouri team on crutches. We mentioned at the beginning in their first 3 meets they had 3 season-ending injuries. That is so tough to come back from. And especially on floor, this is probably the hardest event for other athletes to step into and start competing. 1.5 front layout, nails the landing a little bit low in the front layout, that second salto skill.
Now she's having a little bit of fun, getting ready for another pass.
Doing her required leaps. Athletes can gain valuable points, not only in their tumbling, but in their dance skills, like those leaps and jumps as well. On floor, they will start from a base score of a 9.5 if they have all of the requirements, and then they have to get 5/10 of bonus points through difficulty and connection bonus, like in that pass, whipped to 1.5. Solid routine from Missouri. Coach Drass likes that.
Yep, big hug, and here come her teammates to add to that.
Her second of 3 tumbling passes is a combination of backward tumbling, a back 1.5, into forward tumbling, a front layout, a little bit low on the front layout.
9.65 from the judges for Catherine Alicia Costa and for Missouri. We go back now to Arkansas, freshman Kira Glover from Oklahoma City.
She's one of 3 freshmen in this beam lineup.
And at 5'9", quite tall.
So it makes her lines and look on this event that much more special.
And elegant.
And again, back to Coach List changing up the lineup, especially on this event. She put her 2 juniors up first and then have put her freshmen, there's 3 of them in this lineup, later on, and that allows them just to adjust a little bit and to have a little bit of confidence when the 2 juniors hit their routines. 3/4 twisting back handspring, then she does an extra quarter out. This is where she finds that they, the younger athletes, perform at their best a little bit later in the lineup. Difficult series. Aerial into a back handspring.
Beautiful hand and arm motions to complement her athleticism.
Show off that nice split position in the air on both of those leaps. They are required to do at least one leap or jump that meets that 180-degree split.
How do you keep your focus with all your teammates screaming at you from right next to the beam?
It's about being in the zone mentally, and actually that kind of puts you at ease. They are there during training, in the gym. You would much rather hear noise than silence when you're on the beam. Beautiful job of nailing her landing, and the cartwheel gainer full.
Oh, yeah, now she can let a little emotion break out. She held her focus throughout the routine.
I think everyone took a deep breath after she hit this tumble series here. Aerial into a back handspring. The aerial is a turning skill, and that is very risky.
9.85, good solid score for Kira Glover. And we will be back with more of the same. The third rotation continues after this. Co-head coach Renee List looking on here at Barnhill Arena. Her Arkansas team leading Missouri well into the third rotation. As we go to Miranda Eubank, a little bit of pressure on her. They're going to have to count a fall here on floor exercise.
Every athlete must fight for every skill at this point. Missouri is one of those teams who right now is on the bubble to qualify to the regional championship, so they are looking for a strong road score here to improve their RQF. Opening with a front double twist, good height on that. That's a difficult front tumbling skill. I mentioned RQS, that's the regional qualifying score, and that's what rankings are going by right now. That is your 3 highest away scores, your 3 highest other scores. You drop the highest of those and average the 5, and that determines your RQS and your rankings. Front full to a front pike. She's fighting for every landing. I like to see that.
Now, of course, the music is for the floor exercise in progress.
Floor team, perform to music. You want to pick something that you can really play up with your choreography and complement your style and your personality as well. It's a minute and a half long, and it is very tiring. By the time you get to this third tumbling pass, your muscles are drained. Trying to get a little bit of a breath here. Feed your muscles heading into that final tumbling pass. 1.5 to a front pike, and it's a hit.
And it came at a very good time for freshman Miranda Eubank.
One of her best ever, and when the team needs it badly. Miranda is a strong forward tumbler. We saw the front double in the opening pass. Here she does a full twist and connects it to a front pike.
And she gets a new career best score from the judges, 9.75 for Miranda Eubank and for Missouri. We go back to the balance beam, the third of 3 freshmen in the lineup. This is Erin Fryer from Westland, Michigan.
You can see that huge score she put up last week, a 9.9. She's competed in every beam lineup this year. She started the season with a 9.0, but then gets that 9.9 last week. You can see the improvement.
Another tall, elegant athlete having to fight hard to stay on.
Gets turned on the landing there. You need to keep them square and keep that weight on the front leg in the lunge position. And flexibility and a dynamic jump there, dropping her head back into the double stag ring. Teammates really cheering her on here, pushing her to be aggressive on this tumble series. Back handspring layout. Again, shifting her weight back just slightly in that lunge position. Takes a tiny wobble there.
But the fight that Catherine Grable mentioned is there.
Switch leap to a split jump. Again, all that competition experience that she has gained throughout the year, she is using that now. Learning to correct herself in the air without over-correcting some of these skills. Bell rings. She has 10 seconds to dismount. Cat leap into the gainer full, hits the landing. Another solid hit for Arkansas.
And for Erin Fryer, another good performance here. The young freshman continues to build her confidence.
She has pretty arms and lines throughout the routine. Fairly solid in terms of the difficulty, adding the connection there with the cat leap into the dismount, a gainer full.
And from the judges, a 9.7 for Arkansas in this third rotation gives them a team score just under that magic 49 mark, 48-875.
6 hit routines with only 1 score coming in slightly low. This is a great effort for Arkansas on beam. Without a doubt, Grable's first up routine was the highlight, though, tonight.
Back to the floor exercise apparatus, where senior Tori Howard, who usually leads the cheers, will be hearing them instead.
I'm one of the loudest on the team, I guess. I cheer a lot and I clap a lot, but I love being in the leadership position. Like, that's what I love. And finally being a senior and being able to show that off and lead this team is something that I'm really excited about.
And with all the injuries and obstacles this Missouri team has had to overcome this year, they have leaned on her heavily for her leadership. She was a member of the 2010 team that qualified to the national championship, so she knows what it takes to be at the top. And of course, she says she loves to compete on floor, opening with a very aggressive and high double back. I love the way she kept her legs glued together from start to finish there. Without a doubt, this is my favorite Missouri floor routine. It's got a lot of energy, a little bit of sass as well. Put the stretch in her hurdle. Whip half into a Rudy. That's front 1.5. That second salto skill.
Plenty of room left inbounds.
Deep breath before that final pass. Whip half, front full. 3 great tumbling passes. An entertaining routine and a big finish there.
And a Missouri athlete from Chesterfield, Tori Howard, on floor.
Great energy in this routine. It makes you sit up and take notice. Good mix of tumbling here. Whip half into a front full. I like the way the front full rises above the whip half.
9.8, a good score for Tori Howard. Unfortunately, it's not going to help the Tigers that much in this third rotation. Their team total 47.750.
Too many mistakes early in this lineup, but Howard came through big time, and Eubanks 9.75 is a career high.
So we'll head to the fourth rotation with the home team, Arkansas, putting on a show in front of their fans. 147-250 to 145-450 fourth rotation after this. The Arkansas fans enjoying the antics and their team leading 147-250 to 145-450. Co-head coaches Mark Cook, Renee Liz talking about fourth rotation, while Lori is with Missouri coach Rob Dress.
Coach, a solid first half and then a few mistakes on floor. How do you get things back on track in this final event?
You know, I just think we got to let the nerves go and go out and compete like we know how, be aggressive, and things will take care of themselves.
What are you most impressed with this team tonight?
You know, I think they've come back from adversity on the first 2 events really strong, so just want to see them do that again after we've had a little trouble on floor, come back on vault the same way.
Good luck in the final event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Missouri Tigers chalking up to get ready for the vault, while Arkansas, as the host team, goes on floor exercise.
Missouri's looking to show some fight on vault. Their last 3 vaulters can score fairly solidly, and Updike matched her career high with a huge 9.95 just last week. For Arkansas on floor, this has been one of their better events. They've scored as high as a 49.4. I love Grable on this event. She has the same big tumbling, but with new choreography.
Missouri sends Laura Kapler, sophomore, in the leadoff spot.
Kenko layout, hops out on the landing. This is a lower start value, only starts to a 9.8 versus most other athletes who have 10.0 start values. So she needs to be clean to increase the scoring potential here. Big hop on the landing, about a 1/10 to 2/10 deduction.
9.65 the score from the judges for Laura Kapler. And we go over to Bailey Zumwalt, a junior from St. Cloud, Minnesota, for Arkansas.
Bailey is always very entertaining on this event.
She's an All-American, and her scores counted 15 out of 15 times last season.
You can tell from the moment she walked out on the floor, she has thought through every detail of this routine. Where to look, when to smile, when to play up the choreography.
She's equaled her career best score this season of 9.875.
Well done on the opening pass, whipped to a double pike, legs glued together. Playing up the music with dramatic fashion, taking a look at her teammates there, getting some encouragement before the second tumbling pass. Round off 1.5 to a front layout. Her feet almost slip out from under her, but she is quick to react into the lunge.
Very busy tumbling past that second one.
Side, wolf 1.5. Important to fully complete all of those twisting jumps to get credit for them. You can see the judge behind her watching to make sure that her heels don't touch the white part of the floor. That would be out of bounds. Last pass, Broody into a Shushinova. She's waited all night to hit this routine, and she does it for her team.
And in front of the crowd, she's excited. They are too.
First tumbling pass is tougher than most. Most do it out of a back handspring, but she does a whip back there. That's a no-handed back handspring into a double salto in the pike position. Nicely done.
And a 9.825, just short of her season and career best. And head back over to Missouri. It's Tori Howard on vault.
Last week against Georgia, she hit her career high, 9.875. You'll see the start value go up here to a 10.0 start value. Sukahara layout half, pretty solid on the landing, just a tiny hop to the side. This is where Missouri can really start to build on their scores. It's a 10.0 start value and a blind landing, fairly solid, almost getting the stick.
9.8. The scores continue to pile up for Missouri on vault as we go to senior Kelsey Lewis, her final home meet here in Barnhill.
Absolutely, her final routine in this home stadium. This is her senior night. It's always a very emotional night. Double Arabian, big tumbling to start off here. Her family's here. It's an exciting night, but it's also very emotionally tough. It's hard to say goodbye.
Well, you want to say goodbye, if anything, with a great routine. Her career and season best, 9.925. Everybody'd like to see that again.
Good speed, whip back, two back handsprings to a double back. Almost too much power, bounces out on the landing. She won the SEC Specialist of the Week award last week after scoring a career best on both vault and floor against Alabama, stepping up big time against one of the top teams in the country.
Arkansas as a team stepped up big time last week.
And of course for her in her senior year, it always feels great to be doing some of your best gymnastics, to go out on a strong note. So many thoughts going through her mind in this final tumbling pass. Drops into the landing. Big finish. Excellent.
Maybe a sense of relief and certainly of accomplishment. Kelsey Lewis, a senior from Collinsville, Oklahoma.
I really think she's absolutely savoring every moment of this last routine. Opens big with that double Arabian. So much power and height. Big step out on the landing there, but a great routine.
And a 9.85 from the judges for Lewis. As we finish up this fourth and final rotation, Arkansas star Catherine Grable coming up. They're doing the funky Razorback in the stands here at Barnhill Arena, enjoying a night of gymnastics. The final home meet of the season, and here once again is Rachel Updike.
Won the event last week with a 9.95. Pretty good for an athlete who wasn't even sure she'd be able to compete this event because of a foot injury this year. Explosive Yurchenko, full steps off the back of the mat. That will be a deduction, but that just shows you the height and the distance that she gets on this vault, landing all the way down the landing mat.
Being aggressive.
She rockets this up off the vaulting table in the right direction with the feet towards the ceiling and does not rush the twist. That's how it's done.
9.875 for Updike and for Missouri. Back to Arkansas on floor exercise. Another senior, Amy Borsellino, in her final home routine.
And boy, has this athlete come a long way. In her freshman year, she only competed on vault. The next year, she added floor. Since then, she has been competing in the all-around. She competed the all-around at every meet so far this season.
And here tonight, she's in a battle for that title with teammate Catherine Grable.
Good stretch in the back handspring. That creates the power. Great landing on that double Arabian. The same opening pass we just saw her teammate Kelsey Lewis do. It's an E-level skill, so they get 2/10 of bonus there.
She liked it. Big smile right at the end.
To say one of your biggest fears as a senior on senior night is making a mistake. That's just not the way you want to go out. You want to finish strong, show this home crowd that you still have some great gymnastics in you.
And again, her teammates mimicking her movements out on the floor from the sideline. It's always fun to watch.
Love the music, the drums, that really plays on her powerful ability. Last pass. Nice. Double back. A double back in an open body position. Almost no grab at all. That is power. From the start to the finish, great, solid routine for Amy. Showing off her power right to the end with a difficult D-level double back final tumbling pass. Most athletes really grab their legs to create that rotation. She almost does this in an open body position.
Oh, a big 9.9 from the judges for Amy Borsellino and for Arkansas as we go to Sandra Ostad in the anchor position. She's from Oslo, Norway.
Another senior leader on this team. Vault's a different style vault. Handspring front pike. Very clean in the air. Nice explosive ability off the vaulting table, but this start value is also a little bit lower. It starts from a 9.9. Look at the block, though, that she gets. Excellent job. Just that tiny hop in the landing, probably the only deduction.
And a 9.8. That's a new season best for Ostad. And it gives Missouri a 48.825 team score on vault.
Good fight for Missouri here. You can see the last three. The start values went up, and so did the scores.
And here she is, Catherine Grable, well on her way to another individual all-around title. A first-team All-American on floor exercise, and always the highlight of any Arkansas gymnastic meet.
And overall, as a team, Arkansas has one of their best floor days going. They are all competing with a lot of emotion with it being senior night tonight. Opening pass, another double Arabian, E-level skill, a little bit of a cowboy position. That means a leg separation in the air. There could be a small deduction, but boy, the height was nice. So quick and aggressive, even in those leaps and jumps, hitting the split position and then completing the turn.
Putting on a show over there in the corner, right in front of the judges' table.
Catch her breath heading into that tumbling pass. Three connected saltos. Almost ran out of a little bit of speed in that final front layout half with a step out. But she is so athletic, she's able to pull out pretty much anything.
Always a pleasure to watch. An All-American, and she's got another year on this Arkansas team.
Together in the round off back handspring into the double pike. Great landing.
Catherine Grable gets it done. They're looking for the 10s, maybe not, but boy, they sure would like to see it.
gorgeous routine, and she makes some super hard difficulty look easy. Opening with the double Arabian half turn into a double front, knows exactly where the landing is and hits that lunge position. But take a look at this pass. 3 saltos directly connected, almost gets into trouble on that final salto. Not enough bounce, but she pulls it out.
9.95 from the judges will give Catherine Grable the individual all-around title, and Arkansas equals their 5th highest team score on floor exercise at 49.4. And with that, they push their team score almost to that 197 mark. That's a tough act to follow from last week. Arkansas 196.650. Missouri faltered a little bit, 194.275 on floor exercise. And we go to Lori with Renee List and Catherine Grable.
Renee, big finish on floor tonight, not only to get the win, but a solid score. Where does this rank in terms of performances for your team this year?
You know, I think it was a great performance on 3 events, especially beam. We're a little bit shaky on tonight, but we fought really hard, so we didn't have to count any major mistakes. So I thought overall, you know, it's our 2nd highest score of the year, and I thought that's about where our performance was tonight.
Only a few more weeks before the SEC championships. What more do you want to see from this team?
Sharper, you know, sharper on our routine, especially on beam, sharper dismounts, a little bit more confidence. We got 3 weeks to get that done, and we'll definitely be doing that.
And Catherine, the all-around title goes to you tonight. You told me you've been a little bit off the last couple of weeks. How good does it feel to be back on top of your game today?
It feels great. It feels good to be back to normal and just back in the swing of things. And it was great to finish strong with the seniors this year.
Congratulations to both of you, and good luck with the rest of the season. Brian?
Thank you ever so much, Lori. As we enjoyed this SEC competition here this evening between the Arkansas Gymnastics and the Tigers of Missouri, we want to let you know the scores for Centenary, 190.575, finishing in 4th spot. Lindenwood with a 191.125. But our scores here, Arkansas 196.650, Missouri 194.275 in one of the final SEC matchups of the season. For Lori Strong-Ballard, I'm Brian Drever. So long, everybody. We'll see you next time.